Now that we have our data set, we need to figure out what we're going to do with it. I'm taking a README from an old project and we're going to work from that. So we have our files and our data sources. The data source is going to be one primary file that is being ignored in Git because it is over the 100 megabyte limit, and I would have to be working with the large file system solution, whatever thing otherwise, and that's more hassle than is worth for me right now. So a lot of my stuff is still going to be built using that repository as the file path. However, that particular file is going to be in the git ignore, and I'm going to have to find some other spot to host it. Right now, I'll be able to host it locally, and that will work for what I need to do. However, finding it, that's going to be a little more challenging. I think I'm going to have to just use the URL from the original location for that. So Mars project, we still have to figure out exactly what I'm doing with this data source. We have one data source, Mars reconnaissance. Let's see if I have in the product label the name of the, there we go, reconnaissance orbiter. Make sure I'm spelling that right. 2 S's. Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter ESP 072719 1970 red.jp2. And we'll go ahead and copy out this link just to make sure that we have that listed. This is the data source that we are using. There's also the label, which could be useful. Oh, this is in multiple different ways. Okay. How much information this is going to be useful for my... So the labels, these are good. They're important. I don't know exactly how much I'm going to care about them for this project. I think I'm just going to be looking at specifically information that I can glean from this specific track. I'm going to remove the rest of this because that's irrelevant. We'll just say that's the single data source right now. I can make that plural later if I need to. Files, I'm just going to remove all of this because I don't actually, no, I do have files in here. Hold up. Okay, so I do actually have files here that I can be referencing. So let's make sure these are present. First file is going to be this one. And let's see, this is probably going to be under blob main. And then this will be Mars and the file name. It's the low resolution dataset preview image. 2 megabytes compared to 450 megabytes. Oh, actually 479 megabytes. This is under .gitignore, so I'm not going to actually add it to the files because it will probably not be showing up if you are looking at the repository, not from my computer. All right, next we have a label. And this is, so the descriptions, detailed information about the image. What does this open as? Because I might need to get this, let's see, I don't know, maybe try this in TextMate. Obsidian shows, let's see, TextMate. Let's go ahead and try opening in TextMate. Interesting. I don't know how I feel about the label specifically. Okay, let's see. So if I go here, I think I'm able to, copy a JSON label. Ooh, yeah, I don't know that I like that. Let's try it. I can save it as a JSON label. Okay, let's go and try that. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, schmap. Well, save. Yeah, we're going to do that. And, what do I want to save this out as? This is an XML. Unicode UTF-8, I think that'll work. What's the file extension on this thing? .xml. Opens in tech. I need to update that anyway. Okay, good. So we've at least got it available as an XML file in case we need to pull it, and the label file might be useful at some point. Yeah, I don't know. All right, so let's go ahead and update the README. So we have the label, has detailed information about the image in the label format, and this is going to be .xml. XML format. Cool. Okay, let's see. Label, JPEG, JP2 is going to be skipped. And this is the README, so I don't need to mention the README. Cool. All right, files, data source, Mars project. All right, so let's see what we actually want to do with this thing. So this is going to be a kind of as we go type of thing. We'll figure this out, but we're going to say right now, use primary image to extract features. Super vague. We'll get into that a little bit more. Mars project. All right, so let's rephrase this. So Mars project. So what's this whole thing? A computer vision project to extract features from a single dense image of Mars from the Mars reconnaissance orbiter. Might be good to not transpose those characters. Okay, so a computer vision project to extract features from a single dense image of Mars. Yeah, from the Mars reconnaissance orbiter project. Plan. Step 1, I need to examine data. Examine image for extractable features. Step 2, determine package and pre-trained model to use, determine computer vision model to use. Okay, so from here, I do already know some features just from looking at this preview that we can look at. We can look at craters, so crater count. There might be some work involved which may require looking at the label for this one, but we could look at crater diameters, and let's see, so crater diameters requires extra data. Crater count, crater diameters, ejecta diameters. We could try perhaps ridge counts. This is going to be, so craters are definitely going to be a lot easier. Ridges, there aren't a lot in here, so that might be kind of hard to handle unless I have some pre-trained model. We'll see when we look at that a little bit more. So we want to find the crater count. That's definitely going to be easy. I don't know how easy that's actually going to be, but that's going to be more or less what we're looking at. Crater count. We could look at non-impacted, compare smooth to cratered surface statistics. That could be interesting. I think crater count's where I'm going to start. So we're going to start with the crater count because that's definitely going to be the easiest one to handle. And from there, we'll be determining what models we'll be using to make this work and if there's any pre-training that we might need in order to start on that process.